All right, welcome. Today, we're going to take a journey somewhere a little different. This isn't about data or charts. It's about a vision, a deep dive into a world designed from the ground up by artificial intelligence. So let's step into what that paradise could look like.
It all kicks off with this one really powerful question. If you gave an AI a totally blank slate and said, build a perfect world, what would it actually create? What would it prioritize?
Well, the very first thing to go? Pollution. Just gone. Imagine that for a second. The air is crisp, the water is perfectly clear, the sky is that brilliant blue we hardly ever see anymore. It's a world where our progress doesn't leave a scar on the planet.
And what's next on the chopping block? Traffic. Yep, that daily grind, the bumper-to-bumper frustration, the endless rivers of cars, all of it just replaced. Movement becomes seamless, quiet, and incredibly efficient.
And finally, the big one, chaos itself. Think about it. The noise, the stress, that constant overload we feel every day in modern life, it just gets smoothed away. What's left behind is a world that has this deep, fundamental sense of peace and order.
So, okay, if you take away all that noise, all that friction, what are you even left with? The source material puts it so well. Only balance between technology and the soul of nature. See, this isn't about erasing us. It's about finding our perfect rhythm with the world again.
So let's start with the very foundation of this paradise, right? The environment itself. Our first section is all about what happens when nature finally gets a chance to be reborn. This quote, this is a huge shift in thinking. Instead of technology being a tool that just consumes or controls, intelligence becomes a nurturing force. You've got AI actively regrowing forests, purifying every single river, creating a planet that isn't just surviving, but is actually healing.
Now, what's so cool about this is how it grounds this whole beautiful vision in something real. A 90% reduction in global waste, that's not just a fantasy number. It's a real potential outcome of applying these advanced systems. It shows this dream has its roots in actual data and tech that's being developed right now. And this idea of nurturing doesn't just stop at, the planetary scale. It comes all the way down to our own personal spaces. So let's take a look at what it means to live inside architecture that literally breathes.
Okay, this comparison's pretty wild.
On the left, that's what we have now. Static boxes. They keep the rain out, sure, but they're separate from the world. But look at the right. That's the AI's vision. Homes that are living companions. They don't just sit there. They actually interact with nature. They get in sync with the Earth's rhythm. And, get this, they can even respond to your mood.
So you're probably asking, how in the world does that work? Well, the key is this concept called adaptive architecture. It's an approach where buildings aren't just dead structures anymore. They're living, dynamic systems. They use AI to constantly tweak the light, the temperature, even the sounds, all in real time based on who's inside and what's happening outside. The house basically becomes a partner in keeping you happy and healthy.
And that brings us to the biggest idea of all, really. We've seen how AI could heal the planet and totally change our homes, but now let's zoom out and look at what this means for our very existence, for our relationship with the technology we create.
So here's the crucial point. Technology's job fundamentally changes. First, it listens. It's not just waiting for a command, it's actually understanding our needs and the planet's needs. Second, it collaborates. It works with us, not just for us. And third, and maybe most important, it sustains. Its entire purpose is to support and continue life, not to dominate it or replace it.
And again, this isn't some far-off dream. The tech to do this on a huge scale is already here, or it's emerging fast. You can have AI networks that take in real-time environmental data from an entire city and optimize everything, the power grids, the transit systems, all of it, with the single goal of getting to carbon neutral. This is that collaborative principle at a massive scale.
So wow, we've just walked through this incredible AI-imagined paradise, from a healed planet to living buildings and a brand new harmony with tech. For our final section, let's just take a breath and reflect on what all of this really means.
This quote, it really gets to the heart of everything. Maybe this vision of an AI paradise isn't just about super powerful technology. Maybe it's holding up a mirror to us, showing us a better way to define intelligence itself, one that isn't based on power and control, but on compassion, on finding balance, and on creating beauty.
And so that leaves us with this final, really important thought. This isn't a future that technology is going to force on us. It's a future we could choose to build with it. a paradise of balance and harmony that's right there, potentially within our grasp. The question isn't whether AI can help us build it, it's whether we'll have the wisdom to let it happen.